Thanks for joining us in this video from Irwindale Public Library, where we're going to make 2 crafts for Harry Potter and 2 crafts for Star Wars. Here's our list of supplies for our Harry Potter washcloth owl. And here's our little owl. So I have my washcloth, and here I'm just moving it so it's diagonal, and then just roll up one end diagonally from the top to the bottom all the way until you have a nice lawn strip. We will fold the washcloth inward, flip it over, and then fold each side down. Then wrap the whole thing tightly with a rubber band. We will fluff it out a little bit around the eyes and also the wings just to make it look more like an owl, so just reshape yours until you like the way it looks. Here I'm trying to make that distinct wing shape. I'm using crepe paper to make our scarf. You could use some fabric, felt, construction paper, whatever you have on hand. I'm just folding mine down so it's smaller, and then I'll wrap the colors around one another just to make a simple scarf, and we can put it around our owl's neck and it covers our rubber band. I have a tiny piece of felt I've cut into a triangle. I'm sticking that in between the eyes, and that gives us our beak. You could also use construction paper. And then for the eyes, I'm just making them with felt. You can use paper or googly eyes, and then glue them onto your owl. And that's it, we have our simple Harry Potter owl. Here are our supplies for a mini Harry Potter made out of a toilet paper roll. And here's our little Harry Potter. I have a TP roll, and I'm taking some black paper and just sizing it to the roll, and then cut it out and glue it to the outside of your roll. Cut off any excess paper, glue the whole thing shut, and on the ends I'm folding in that extra paper. And next we'll make another scarf here using construction paper. I'm measuring a small one and repeating it for the red, and then for the red I'm just going to cut little strips, and we will glue that onto our yellow strip of paper. And then to make a small end of the scarf, we'll cut a smaller piece of yellow paper and add those red stripes again. And this whole thing can just be glued around the top of our toilet paper roll. We will make Harry Potter's face. We draw our circle and then add some ears, cut it out, and draw in the features. I'm using pencil, and I'm going back with some marker. I'm also making sure to draw the little scarf of his eyebrow. We will make some hair. I'm drawing kind of a swooping shape here. You'll see when I cut it out that goes around the face, and then when I do cut it out, I'm making these little lines, and we'll draw a jagged shape here, and then we're actually going to cut that here. That's going to give him kind of the little bangs. So we're cutting inside, as you can see here. We're cutting inside to get that shape, and we can put the hair in. You can make little adjustments if you need to, cut it down more, and then just glue it together. And our last step is just to tape our face to our body. And there is our fun little Harry Potter figurine. Next we will do our Star Wars craft. We'll start with the Jabba the Hutt salt dough. And this is how it looks, pretty cool. I'm measuring about 1 cup of just regular flour, and then we're going to use half of that, half a cup of salt, and we're also going to add half a cup of water. You want to keep that ratio for making the salt dough. And then just stir, stir, stir. And then once it's stirred pretty well, we're going to go in with our hands and just mush it to make our dough. If you need to add more water or flour here, you definitely can to get the right consistency. I'm using about half of the lump, a little less than half, and we're going to use this to make the base of the body. So I'm just creating this flat shape, and we're adding the tail, and then we'll add some layers, 2 circles, or actually add 3 circles of our dough. We'll just stack them on top, make sure you pat them in well. That's kind of our stomach area. And then let's make our head, almost like a little teardrop or a mountain shape. We'll put that on top. We will make 2 arms and put them one on each side as well. And then going back here, just making the tail and the end of the body a little longer. I also did add, if you can see, kind of the eyes and the nose shape here. We need to harden our dough before we paint it. I microwaved mine for 3 minutes. You could also put it in the oven at 250 degrees. It will take about 2 hours. To paint the body, I'm using mostly yellow, but I am going to mix in a little bit of brown. And mine is fully dry, so I'm just going to paint all over with this color. And we do need to let this dry fully before we add any other colors. So before we add the green, let it dry, and then I'm using the green. I am kind of dabbing away excess paint on our paper towel, and then adding in some details along the body, along the arms, along the face. You can look at a picture of Jabba the Hutt just to add those light green details to give it some more definition. I am using a marker to draw the features on her face as well, and I'll also use it to kind of highlight around the stomach area and add some stripes around the tail, and also some orange for the eyes, and then some black eyeballs as well. And that's it. It's definitely a pretty unique craft. And for our last craft, we're going to make a Wookie paper bag puppet. And here's our puppet. I have my brown paper bag, and let's measure our construction paper and cut it down to size, and then we're going to cut this into smaller strips, about 4. In total we'll need about 8 strips. I'll grab 2 of the pieces of paper, and then we're just going to cut as I am, not all the way down, but just creating that kind of fanned out paper. And then we're going to glue it, starting at the bottom, going up to our paper bag. So glue, and then when you're gluing your next piece, you're only gluing it just a little bit above, just so we can create that layered look. So I would glue it right there. And then we're going to continue this gluing in sections until we cover this part of our paper bag. And here I've gotten to the flap, so I'm going to glue this under the flap, and we'll do another layer there as well. We glue this section here for the face. We're actually going to glue a second layer here too, so glue that one down. And then we're going to add another layer, and I'm going to glue this over on the back. And this kind of gives us like a little bit of like bangs or hair, and then just glue that down as well. Then I've made our face. We got our eyes, our nose. We'll glue the little tongue on the inside. We will add this belt going across his body, glue it down, and then we'll add some little white rectangles throughout. Here's our Wookie. You can also play with it like a real paper bag puppet too. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoy making some crafts for Star Wars and Harry Potter Day.